YouTube, what the crap's going on? Welcome to the great rune circle of the dwarves. That's right, this isn't a noob box, it's kind of more of a noob octagon. But remember, we don't call it that these days, it's defensive geometry. No, seriously though, no offense to the dwarf player intended, we're just having fun here. Holy crap, yeah, playing the Greenskins as the dwarves these days, I don't blame dwarf players for trying to take a defensive position because of armies like what he's facing right now. In fact, this is the type of army from the Greenskins that literally gives me Dawi nightmares and makes my beard tremble. So he's got Azag the Slaughter and a whole bunch of goblin units all over the place, forward deployed, along with chariots, skulkers, and he's even got a bunch of black orcs. Now you can see that the original Greenskin deployment was very wide open and straight across from where he thought the dwarves would probably take up a position across this area with, and I'm assuming he thought they would have artillery because he was forward deployed with squig hoppers and wolf riders. So the Greenskin player was thoroughly prepared, I think, to get into the back lines of the Dawi. But this single formation over here on the Dawi left-hand side of the map for the Greenskins, it was the right, now forces the Greenskin player to bring their forces in from afar, which is going to give the dwarves some time to use their artillery. However, they're still going to be harassed by Azag the Slaughter. Let's take a look at the forces on the battlefield for the dwarves. It's really some Longbeards and a whole bunch of miners with blasting charges. And then you got the warriors of Dragonfire Pass. And then in the middle here, we have the Dragonback Slayers and several units of rangers with great weapons, one of which is Ulthar's Raiders. And then we've also got some Iron Drakes with Trollhammer Torpedoes, which is a great unit to do damage to other large units. But as you can see here, in a skilled player's hands, Azag just dodged all those torpedoes like it was no problem. And for the Greenskins, there's 4 Black Orcs, so that's going to be the meat of his army in terms of dwarf killing power. Is it 4? No, sorry, my bad, it's 3. So he's got 3 Black Orcs. There's several nasty Skulkers, though. I can see 2 over here, 1 here, and then he's got some Night Goblins, and as I mentioned earlier, the Goblin Chariots, the Squig Hoppers, a decent unit for a little bit of anti-armor damage, and then he's got more Wolf Riders and Squig Hoppers back here that I don't know if he's just holding on to or if he just forgotten about them momentarily for the Greenskin player. But you can see the Mangy Marauders doing their best to get rid of the Gyrocopters. That's a good call because infantry blobs, whether they're armored or not, remember the testing I did on Gyrocopters? These Steam Copters do the most damage to infantry. So if the Greenskin player gets blobbed up and allows these Gyrocopters to get into it, it can be very, very painful. You can see an active job here by Ulthar's Raiders and the other units trying to keep Azag out of their little circle. And then you can see that the Goblobber is focused on the Black Orcs. By the way, the leader for the dwarves is a Rune Lord. Just a single Rune Lord, no other hero units. So very interesting for the dwarves. Of course, the dwarves don't need a bunch of hero units per se either in order to keep their leadership high. Those chariots really wanted to swipe at Ulthar's Raiders, but we got the Master Rune out here as well, being nicely used. The Squig Hoppers are going to use their mass and their armor piercing here, and then there comes a Purple Son of Zerus that actually doesn't quite land home on any of the Dawi units here, so pretty fortunate for the Dawi, but the Squig Hoppers, on the other hand, do manage to break through, and they are going to start wreaking a lot of havoc, as well as the chariots. However, the Dragonback Slayers are nearby, but these chariots just start on a rampage. The Squig Hoppers can't hold their leadership together for too terribly long, but you can see the damage they did on the charge, just plowing through those miners and creating a gaping hole in the defensive geometry here. So most of the Squig Hopper's gone. Azag's actually going to dive down into this fight. He wants a piece of these blobbed up units, but the Dragonback Slayer's moving in as well, and Azag is not going to want to stay here as the Trollhammer Torpedoes have a number on him, and the Ulthar's Raiders are going to hit him with Marked by Ulthar, and then all of a sudden he's going to start taking tremendous damage. So the Dawi getting a very fortuitous bunch of damage in there. Over here, the Skulkers and the Night Goblins are going to engage, and then the Black Orcs are showing up. The Black Orcs over here stalled momentarily by the blasting charges of the miners, while the Rune Lord holds on to these goblins. You can see that the Rangers with great weapons and the miners with blasting charges doing a great job of disrupting the charge of those Black Orcs. These Black Orcs, however, find their way into combat quite well, and they're going to be able to get some work done. So all 3 Black Orc units should be now engaged. We got 2 here on the front and then another going around back. And you can see these Slayers trying hard to stop the Goblin Teeth Robbers here. The Skulkers in the back fighting up against Warriors of Dragonfire Pass and Longbeards. Skulkers do pretty good, but I don't think they're going to be able to pull out a fight versus Longbeards. Could be wrong, though. It depends on the support they get. Here, the Dragonback Slayers are holding a unit of Black Orcs. Here comes the Wa. Most of the Greenskin units are in combat now, so not a bad time to use the Wa. He didn't really have one single charge moment that he could have used it across. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so got the Wa going here. Comes Azag for a quick hit and run attempt. And then there's going to be a Spirit Leech on the Gyrocopters. He really wants to get rid of those Gyrocopters, and I understand it. Check it out. This Black Orc gets routed. The Goblobber destroyed their leadership. Huge break for the Dwarves to get one of those Black Orcs out of there. And this one over here is under the Master Rune right now. So that is a huge break. Some of the Black Orcs have gotten through to the center of the fight here, though, and they're going to get to the Goblobber, which they obviously need to because you saw what it did to the leadership of the other Black Orcs. Azag now right down here in the thick of it. Those Trollhammer torpedoes are nearby. Looks like the Teeth Robbers get routed. So it could be a bad situation here for the Greenskins. We'll see. But Azag gets away. There's still Black Orcs here. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Still Black Orcs fighting here. This unit back here is regrouped. So let's see whether the Dawi, whose formation is completely disrupted at this point, can hold on to. Ooh, this Black Orc starting to waver. But the Squighopper comes in. Nice charge by the Squighopper. Gonna hit Ulthar's Raiders, and then it's gonna quickly move on because it's being chased. Ooh, goes straight into another one too. So this Squighopper getting some important work done here. Those Greenskin Light Cavalry can be pesky, but the Rune Lord comes over to support the leadership over here, and these Longbeards are not going to quickly break, and now the Black Orcs' leadership is wavering while being hit by Trollhammer torpedoes. So that could turn interesting real fast. They're marked by Ulthar now, which takes away missile parry and armor. Taking away that armor actually helped the Dragonpack Slayers a lot, because they don't have a lot of armor piercing, so that draws down the armor on these Black Orcs. And then they come under a withering barrage of blasting charges, held by Dragonback Slayers, which don't break, and then backed up by miners. Ooh, and a bomb from the Gyrocopters, so the Black Orcs knocked off the battlefield in an impressive display there by the Gyrocopters. Alright, sorry about the cut in there, but I had both little heirs break into the room screaming, and I figured you all didn't want a bunch of screeching in the middle of your Greenskin versus Tawi video, so had to cut it out. Anyway, Azag is in just an absolute desperate plea here to destroy the Dwarf Skirmishers, but every time he lands, he's coming under attack by Dragonback Slayers, and he's got to be very careful. These Trollhammer torpedoes, which are still quite capable of causing a lot of damage to him. Right now, they're not focused on him. Well, they just got focused on him. He's going to go take off, so he should be relatively safe. But if you're on the ground, you definitely become an easier target for these guys. You can see him here taking out a Gyrocopter, so Azag, an amazing fight in him. The Greenskin player trying very hard to make the most of him here. You can see the Trollhammers struggling to stay in range. Gyrocopter's going to drop. A lot of the great weapons have gone, but there a volley of Trollhammer torpedoes comes in, and a few of them score hits. The Squighoppers valiantly trying to take out the remnants of these. There were some Rangers with great weapons out here. You see they're gone, but the Squighoppers' leadership not very great. You see them here working their way around the battlefield, trying to take out key targets. Azag comes in, Spirit Leech on the Rune Lord, and an attack all at the same time, and in one valiant effort here, Azag is going to take out the Rune Lord, but he's going to take tremendous damage himself. And that brings the balance bar just over even for the Dawi here. Even though they lost their Lord, the Greenskin Lord is now so beat up, and he has so little support left. You can see the Black Orcs shattered over here, so impressive display here for the Dawi to be able to deal with 3 Black Orcs and not really having a significant anti-armor infantry themselves, so the work being done by a combination of Goblobber, blasting charges, Trollhammer torpedoes, you name it. So they used a little bit of everything. Azag attempting to get rid of the Trollhammer torpedoes, being chased by Dragonback Slayers. He's going to rout, and there's just nothing left for the Greenskins here. A few nasty skulkers trying to make their way back from routing, but their leadership is soon to be gone. So it's going to be an impressive victory here for the Dawi, whose valiant Rune Lord sacrificed himself to the slaughter in order to keep the dwarf holds safe and to leave their beards and teeth intact for another day. So an awesome battle. And the Greenskins there, led by Romulan Dog, who is a very good player, and you can see it. Yeah, he probably made some mistakes through here that he didn't like or whatever. I wouldn't know because I'm not the best at the game. I mean, sure, probably make some mistakes, like he had some of his troops deployed too far out. But again, he was expecting a different type of army, I think, from the Dawi here, which is, hey, I'm going to bring a whole bunch of artillery or something because the Greenskins can't stop me. Or I'm going to camp on this hill because the Greenskins don't have any good long range, but then the Greenskins bring 3 or 4 rock lobbers, you know. So I don't know exactly what these two were thinking in each other's heads. I clearly understand this army, though, for the Greenskins. Makes a lot of sense. It's a very dangerous army for the Dawi. And the Dwarves were lucky to pull off a win against this army, to be honest. So nicely played. You can see that the kills really spread out over a lot of his units, so no one unit really accounting for all the victory here. Ulthar's Raiders and these other units, not a ton of kills, but they made a bunch of work for the Greenskins to have to get rid of, and they did cause some important damage. The Rune Lord able to use his Wrath and Ruin several times, which also caused very important damage. You can see there's a fair number of Black Orcs left in these units. They just got routed. Their leadership and the Goblobber and Gyrocopters and other stuff can help do that. So again, impressive display from the Dawi there. Hope you all enjoyed this one. Thank you for Umaze, or however you say that, for submitting this. It was a lot of fun to watch. I do hope you all enjoyed that. A couple of good players putting together a good battle for us. If you did enjoy it, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. When you all like the video, it helps other people discover these videos. We keep building up this community. Of course, so if you like it, click that button. If not, I don't know, go to the comments and tell me why I stink. So in any case, if you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell. There will be more. HeirofCarthage, signing out for now. I will see you all soon.